Welcome to BTS Lover Channel, the home of every mystery, heartbeat, and untold story behind BTS that fans can never stop thinking about. Today, we're not talking about stages, spotlights, or any grand performance. Instead, we're diving into something far more personal, more human, and more quietly beautiful. The friendship of Jimin and Jungkook. But here's the real question. How can two people, different in age, personality, and background, build a connection this deep? What truly happens behind a friendship that feels like an invisible thread, one that never snaps, no matter how many changes, challenges, or distances try to pull them apart? Have you ever felt that some people walk into your life not by chance, but by something bigger, something that pulls you toward each other, even when you don't understand why? Many ARMY believe that's exactly what happened with Jimin and Jungkook. Because the longer you look at them, the more you realize their bond is not just hyung and maknae. There is something softer, deeper, more emotional. And that's where our journey begins. When Jimin and Jungkook first met, nobody expected them to become one of the most iconic duos in K-pop history. They weren't immediately close. They weren't instantly comfortable. In fact, things were slightly awkward. Jimin came in as a new trainee filled with hope and uncertainty. Jungkook was young, quiet, an observant someone who studied people from a distance. Yet somehow, with no dramatic moments, no big turning point, they began drifting toward one another. The question is, why? What drew two such different personalities into a bond that would last over a decade? Most friendships have a clear starting point, but theirs? It's blurry, almost like fog steadily dissolving as their connection deepened. And maybe that's exactly what makes it intriguing, not because they hide anything, but because everything between them forms so naturally, so effortlessly, as if the universe nudged them together. If you look closely, their bond isn't loud or flashy. It's not filled with big gestures or dramatic decorations. Yet somehow, their subtle closeness feels stronger than friendships that are constantly displayed. The question becomes, is it because they understand each other without many words? Or because they quietly look out for each other without announcing it? Or is there something inside both of them that finds comfort in the other's presence? Longtime fans often say, Jimin and Jungkook feel like two puzzle pieces finally finding their match. Different shapes, different colors, but perfectly aligned when placed together. In interviews, behind-the-scenes moments, or simple conversations, Jimin and Jungkook never overplay their closeness. They don't need to. They aren't the type to cling for show or exaggerate affection just to prove a point. Their friendship exists quietly, naturally, consistently, and that's exactly why it feels so genuine. Some people say the most honest relationships are the ones that don't need a spotlight, the ones that don't need announcements, the ones that are simply felt. That's exactly the kind of bond they share. Fans often notice how Jungkook becomes more aware of his surroundings when Jimin is nearby, as if part of him is always tuned to Jimin's comfort. And Jimin? He has this gentle habit of checking on Jungkook subtly, often without making it obvious or dramatic. It's not about big gestures. It's about emotional fluency, two people who know each other too well. What surprises fans isn't the fact that they're close, it's how naturally their closeness has endured over the years, despite everything changing in their lives. Many friendships crack under pressure, fame, distance, or time. But theirs remains steady, still warm, still protective, still deeply understanding, quietly, calmly, consistently. Is this what ARMY calls emotional loyalty? Or is this a rare kind of devotion that only grows in people who have experienced so much together? Those questions keep appearing because, time after time, whenever life becomes heavy for one of them, the other somehow finds a way back emotionally, mentally, quietly offering the kind of support that doesn't need to be announced. So, What is the real secret behind Jimin and Jungkook's friendship? Is it destiny, luck, or two people choosing, again and again, to stay in each other's lives, no matter how much the world changes? Their friendship isn't just about closeness. It's about loyalty, understanding without explanation, showing up without being asked. And maybe it's something even deeper than the word friendship. But as much as fans try to understand the bond between Jimin and Jungkook, there are still layers that feel impossible to decode. Maybe that's because true friendship isn't meant to be analyzed like a puzzle. It grows in quiet corners, in unspoken acts, in small moments no one else sees. And somehow that's exactly what makes their relationship so powerful. It exists in the spaces between words, in the comfort built over years, in loyalty shaped by countless shared experiences. There's something fascinating about how their personalities complement each other. Jungkook, with his youthful fire and unstoppable energy, often moves like a whirlwind, yet in the middle of everything, Jimin has always been the gentle gravity that keeps him centered. And Jimin, who carries softness and thoughtfulness in everything he does, somehow finds confidence and courage when Jungkook is beside him. It's almost as if they naturally balance one another without ever needing to try. People often describe them as opposites, but maybe that's the reason their connection feels so strong. What one lacks, the other provides. What one feels, the other understands. And what one struggles with, the other quietly supports. How many friendships survive that kind of emotional depth, especially in an industry where days blur together, where pressure never goes away, where being vulnerable can feel dangerous? What makes their bond even more intriguing is how constant it has remained. Relationships usually change as people grow older, but with Jimin and Jungkook, evolution seems to bring them closer instead of pulling them apart. Even when responsibilities increase, even when schedules diverge, even when life pushes them in different directions, they somehow remain anchored to each other. Is this simply coincidence? Or is it proof that real connections don't crumble, even under the weight of fame and expectations? Many fans recall moments in interviews where Jungkook would glance at Jimin as if seeking silent reassurance, the kind only someone who truly understands him can give. And Jimin, with his warm intuition, often responds with a small smile, a calming nod, or even a teasing remark that brings Jungkook back to ease. It's such a simple exchange, yet it speaks louder than any dramatic display ever could. How did two people maintain such intuitive communication for so many years? How does that level of understanding survive the chaos around them? Another thing that stands out is how they approach conflict. Instead of drifting apart when disagreements arise, they somehow grow stronger. There were times when Jungkook admitted he struggled with expressing himself, yet with Jimin, he always seemed more open, more willing to let his guard down. And Jimin, who often shoulders emotional weight silently, has admitted that Jungkook brings out the playful side of him he sometimes forgets to show. Isn't it rare to find someone who helps you become more yourself, without ever demanding you change? And maybe that's the core of it. Their friendship isn't built on similarity, it's built on acceptance, on choosing to stay, on choosing to understand, on choosing to grow together even when the world is constantly trying to reshape them. Fans often say that if you observe them long enough, you'll notice the small things: how Jungkook naturally drifts toward Jimin in group settings, how Jimin checks if Jungkook is comfortable before checking on himself, how their conversations sometimes feel like two halves of a single thought. It's in these little details that the truth reveals itself. Their bond isn't just formed from shared success, but from shared vulnerability. And that's the kind of connection that doesn't fade. So the real question becomes, what keeps them together this way? Is it loyalty formed through years of facing the world side by side? Is it emotional synchronicity that developed from spending more than a decade growing up together? Or is it something even deeper, something unspoken, something only they understand? Whatever the answer is, one thing is clear: Their friendship remains one of the most enduring, comforting, and quietly beautiful relationships ARMY has ever witnessed. And perhaps that's why fans never stop being intrigued, because true bonds like this are rare